Alright, now on to the... What was I doing again? Oh yeah, patch rundown, true. System changes. Bonus armories. Armory 2-2 unchanged. 3-2, 1 shadow, 1 regular. So instead of a 3-2, there being no shadow items, there's not going to be one. You're going to be given an option of 1 shadow item and 1 regular item. 4-2, armor is removed. 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, and 7-2 now have a chance for a bonus armory. I'm not sure like what the odds of having a bonus armory is, but I'm guessing this is how the bonus armory looks like. Renewer spat, Revenant spat, Nightbringer spat. So some sort of a spat item, some sort of completed item, sometimes a spat. Include consumables, which could be like Nico, I think loaded dice, remover, stuff like that. Spatulas, components, full items, emblems, and I'm guessing these are emblems, the spat items. Next system changes, shop rate, level 4, lower odds of getting 1 cost. I think with these odds changes, where you lose 5% and 5% at 4 and 5, they're just gonna completely kill 1 cost reroll comp. Which means they're probably gonna kill all the 1 cost reroll comps are not gonna exist. Pretty much. Level 4, they increase the odds of getting 3 costs, and level 5 they increase the odds of getting 3 costs as well. I think this is fine. I think having the higher chance of getting a 3 cost is better than having the right right now. Because right now with the odds right now, it basically makes it so that if the players get 3 cost orbs, they're in a really good spot, whereas the players that got no 3 cost from the orb are in a bad spot. But this makes it so that they're more likely to hit their 3 costs, right? Even the players that got no champion from the orbs. But I don't really like the fact that they have to remove it from 1 cost odds, because this is just gonna kill the 1 cost reroll game, and you're pretty much never gonna be able to see 1 cost like Vayne 3 or like Warwick 3 or like any of the 3-star 1 cost, even though like they just basically killed 1 cost reroll, even though it barely exists in the current meta. Loot orbs. Consumables, Reforger, and Magnetic Remover can now drop from loot orbs in a rare instance. These do not replace anything and are simply in addition to the bonus normal drops. I really like Reforger, I like Magnetic Remover. I think those are both good. They changed how all champions crit work. Base critical strength damage, 150 to 130. Basically, it's basically a nerf to IE and Sins. Or like IE or Drew Gauntlet, stuff like that. IE and Drew Gauntlet won't be BIs for carry items anymore. You can still build like Deathplate, Giant Star, stuff like that, and you won't have to feel that bad. Because right now, if you have IE, you just insta-stun it. It's the best offensive item you could get, right? They're adding extra traits. Dragon Star used to be 2 and 4, now it's 2, 4, 6. 6 Dragon Stars, 140% AP, 100% AP to the team. It's gonna be near impossible to get because you need 2 DS slot. And even then, it's like meh, I feel like. 6 Renewer is pretty easy to get. Very common to have a lot of Renewers. And Renewer spot's pretty common too. 10% health mana per second. I think this is good. 6 Spellweaver is pretty good too. There's already 5 Spellweaver units. You just need 1 Spellweaver spot to get 6. 80% AP. This is total of... it stacks up to 10 times. So 80% AP per cast. 8% times 10, 80% plus 80% flat. So it's going to be 160% AP. Which is pretty much going to be 16 rods. I think this is good. Skirmishers. 9 Skirmishers getting added. I think this is fine. I feel like skirmishers are one of the comps where you have, if you make skirm spat, it feels really bad. But I feel like you shouldn't feel bad for making a skirm spat. But this way, you won't have to feel bad at making skirm spat. But only issue is you have to be level 9, huh? Maybe we could see some 9 skirm options. 4 Ironclad got buffed. 4 Revenant got buffed. Oh, 4 Revenant got buffed. That's interesting. I think Revenant's revive with 100 extra HVAC. This might be a little strong. I think 4 Ironclad's gonna be really strong too, if you think about it this. Ironclad's really easy to tech in, and if they don't have Last Whisper, the Dare's only armor shows for 50, and I feel like 3 Ironclad's really strong already, especially if you swap last minute or like late game versus the AD comp, right? It's just really easy to tech in, that's why. Like Nautilus is really easy to tech in and really good. It gives Knight plus Ironclad. Rel's an insane unit. Jax is not even that bad. A-Bomb's getting changed. The A-Bomb unit now stops charging after slamming into 2 targets. Now removes attack speed slow and an AD reduction effect when he casts his spell. Well, that's really good. So he gets like a QSS. A little bit of tankiness. Gains 15 armor and MR at 2 and 3. The damage got nerfed though. The A-bomb unit gets less CC'd, and it's a little tankier, but it deals less damage, which is, I think, that's fine. Redeem 6 redeem got buffed, 9 redeem got buffed. I think this is really good. I think you never play 6 redeemed or 9 redeemed. These are like really bad synergy. You almost always only run 3. So this is a really good buff, really good direction too. Dawnbringer, I'm not sure about the Dawnbringer buff. I think 15% is a little scary, and I don't think Dawnbringer's that bad either. So maybe I would have liked it if it was like 12 to 13%, but I could see it. Skirmishers, 3 scrum got buffed. I think this is good too. I like how they didn't buff 6 skirm though, because I think 6 skirm reroll is actually pretty good too. But with this, you could play 3 skirms variant and you don't have to feel that bad, right? Is it 15% for each Dawnbringer you have? Yeah, it's 15% for each Dawnbringer you have. So probably best way to play Riven is probably Dawnbringer version now. Lysandra, 30 damage, 50 damage, 15. It's basically 45 damage at 2-star. Really minimal. Vladimir got 5 mana, so it's one auto cast faster. That's fine too. Vayne got buffed. I think Vayne's definitely needed a buff. She's really weak. Good. Maybe even need a slightly more buff. Because Vayne reroll is gonna be dead, right? Because of the odd changes. Ziggs HP nerf. I think Helion's are falling off anyway. Not sure about this nerf. I think it's whatever. Or I think it's unnecessary, I should say. Brand got nerfed. Now there's no longer a mana cast. Brand will have to probably auto once before casting again and again. So this is actually a pretty big nerf. Hecarim. Damage from his ability now correctly scales with his AP. This is a bug fix, but it's like a really big buff. So he actually deals correct damage for scaling with AP now, which is really big. But he got completely destroyed or gutted. Damage got gutted by almost halved. Literally almost halved. Healing also got gutted. This probably just kills the Hecarim comp, which is really good because this combo is really too toxic and really too unfun to play against. LeBlanc also got gutted. LeBlanc 3-star got damage halved. LeBlanc reroll is not going to be a comp anymore. Yeah, it's always going to be Katarina plus Nocturne. But even Katarina and Nocturne, it's going to be really hard to play because IE got nerfed, right? Or not IE, how Spell works. Spell got nerfed. So you lose like what? All your sins pretty much lost like 20% of your DPS. Assuming you have IE. So you're probably not going to be able to see any more sins. Yeah, you're never gonna be carrying LeBlanc. He's more like a support now, CC support. I mean, I kind of wish. She was already in a bad spot. She was strong or annoying to play against because of the Shadow Blue buff interaction. I kind of wish they left LeBlanc where she is and nerfed Shadow Blue buff, because Shadow Blue buff is way too toxic for the game, and it's never gonna work out. Like we had this in the past, where a unit over and over again casts infinite times without any delay. And CCs for infinite times, like LeBlanc or Rise, is always going to be an issue. And it has been an issue since like set 1. Like, you guys remember set 3? The mana regenerator Sona? Stuff like that. So I wish they nerfed the Shadow Blue buff to like 40 mana instead of 50. Nautilus nerf. I think Nautilus is really good. I think this unit's really bad. I mean, I think the unit's really bad, but the synergy is really good. But this, I think this change is completely fine. Or yeah, demo spec Kaisa. Sejuani buff. I think the Sejuani buff is to make up for the Cavalier brand reroll. I think pretty unnecessary. Thresh buff as well. There's actually a lot of AD. 20 AD is pretty big. Katarina. Cat 3 got nerfed. 200, 250. Cat 3 does 420 damage now. Spell, the secondary spell damage is 210 now. I don't really like this nerf because they're nerfing how crit works as well. It's kind of meh. I would just kept all the sins and just nerf the crit. Nunu 5 mana nerf. I think it needs further nerf. The synergy Brawler and A-bomb early game is way too strong, but the 5 auto makes it so that Nunu has to auto once. Riven 3 got nerfed. What does that mean? Spell AD bonus revert? I think Riven 3, I think 130 is a little too deep. I kind of wish they nerfed it to like 140. Like Riven 3 is already so hard to get, and it should be like a win con to 3-star your Riven, right? With 3 items. It should be like a carry. They reverted last patch. I wish there was like 140 maybe. Zara got mana buffed. Spell damage nerf, it's more like a CC util. Should most likely cast twice almost every time then, with this mana change. 4 cost. Jack's got his slight buff. Slight? It's actually not slight, because Jack's actually stacks infinite. Maybe it's fine, I don't know. We have to see. I think the skirmisher comps depends on like the meta. Like sometimes skirmishers are really good, but sometimes it's really bad. But I think reroll skirms might be really strong, maybe. New Karma, now she's mana locked. Instead of being 1.25, it's 1.5 seconds, which means Karma with blue buff will now auto once between cast. Karma's initial mana goes from 0 out of 60 to 0 out of 50, 1 auto diff. And mana reduction per cast, it goes from 20 to 20 to 40 to 15, 15, 30. And this exact change is basically, you know how Karma is unplayable without blue buff? It makes it so that Karma with blue buff and Karma with Shojin is not much difference. I'm pretty sure with this change, what it should happen is Karma with blue buff and Karma with Shojin should be only 1 auto diff, right? Yeah, it should be 1 auto diff only. Or Shojin with 2 Invoker is like same as blue buff, right? So Shojin plus 2 Invoker is same as blue buff Karma. Shojin without Invoker is 1 auto diff between blue buff. So this change is really good. I think this is the way that they should balance. I think this change is one of the best change. Because now Karma, you could play Karma if you like miss other carries, and you could play Karma carry with Shojin. Like Karma used to be a really bad unit because of how she's inflexible with items, and like she needs blue buff mandatory. Otherwise, she's not a real unit without blue buff. So I think this change is really good. So what you could do is you could slam Shojin every single time, and you could flex between Karma and Vel'Koz pretty much. Kale got nerfed. It goes from 7 to 10 autos for invulnerability. That's a pretty big Kale nerf. I wish they kind of reverted. I wish they kind of buffed their HP back then with this nerf. Maybe put her HP at 600, because right now Kale's HP is 500. I mean, Kale's like already like a hard comp to play. You almost never get to play this comp unless you're hard rolling. Archangel, 40 to 45. I feel like Archangel's already like kind of underrated. I think this item is actually kind of good. This is actually really scary. 40 to 45. That's actually pretty big. No cap. Archangel might be best in slot for Heimer now. Or Coven Ivern. Archangel Staff Shadow. By the way, if you guys ever played Darius or Garen with Archangel Staff, the Shadow one, it's beyond broken. Like this item on Garen or Darius, every time Garen or Darius ult, they gain like 300 HP. There's also Coven Ivern, bro. Both of them, Coven Ivern. BT went from 40% lifesteal to 33. I think this is good. Shadow BT. Oh, this is a buff. Oh wait. Oh, Shadow BT is so good now. Or so much better now. Hodge buff. Nice. I like Hodge buff. I think Hodge is the item that's in a really awkward spot right now, but it's one of the most flexible items. Shadow Spark. Buff is good, but not enough. I don't think this is gonna change anything. I think this is still gonna be a bad item. Maybe it would have been better if this was like 70% MR shred, because it doesn't apply to backline. It only applies to 2 tiles. Jewel Gauntlet. What does this mean? Jewel Gauntlet right now deals 15% of max HP whenever it casts, but Nagla is 100% of the max mana times star level. 100% of max mana times star level. So if a Vel'Koz have 100 mana, for example, it does 100 damage, but if it's 2-star, it does 200 damage. How much is Karma gonna take then? 10? Like 1 wait, what? Like 10 like 20 damage at 2-star? Karma damage also got buffed? Holy shit, Karma does so much damage now. 50 at 2-star? 40 at 1-star? But Dawnbringer's also buffed? 15? You almost always on 4? That's 20% damage increased off? Oh, this does not seem good. Oh no, it's a Karma meta. Karma seems really strong. Look out for Karmas, careful. Careful of Karmas. she doesn't have to worry about making regular Juke on it over Shadow Juke on it, and she doesn't care about Shojin or blue buff. So her items are really flexible now. And her damage also got buffed, and Dawnbringer also got buffed. I think that's too much buff for Karma. But we'll see. Maybe we're too early. I like this change though. I definitely like this change. Shadow Trapclaw has been renamed to Banshee's Claw. Oh, just a rename. I wish they buffed Chalice and... She has mana left there. I mean, she autos once, but the damage nerf is pretty big, no? I mean, higher burst, less cast is always better than more cast. I mean, more cast, less damage. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, higher burst plus less cast is better, is greater than lower damage, more cast. Like, obviously. Like, this is way better than this. No? I mean, it's like common sense. If the enemy are getting less hit, they're gonna generate less mana. I wish they buffed Zeke's and Chalice and a little bit more spark buff. Karma's a little scary. I think overall it's fine. Vel'Koz will now find a new target for his life form or what his ult if his current target becomes untargetable. GA and Revenant. I think this change is really good. This bug was hella annoying. Like, sometimes it's really clutch, but sometimes it just feels bad. So Vel'Koz AI fix. It doesn't get stuck on GA unit. Pantheon will now face his new combat target with ult if his current target becomes untargetable. Oh, same shit. Same thing as Vel'Koz. Damage 6 from Pantheon against Assault can now properly critical strike and be dodged. Oh, it wasn't properly critting. It could also be dodged now. Okay. Rail is not properly credited for her shielding and a shield plus healing char. Nice. Units should no longer attempt to chase Kenny if she nice. That's very nice. I wish they changed how I wish they also changed Wolf AI. And I'm pretty sure the Syndra is not fixed either. Slightly wanted bigger Nuna nerf. And kept the Katarina. And slightly lesser Ribbon nerf. Because the Kriv nerf is pretty big. I feel like these changes are so random. I feel like these changes, 2-cost changes, are like, wait, I don't know. These changes feel so random to me, no? The IE nerf is pretty big though. Your assassin with IE pretty much loses 20% of your damage. Every single time, assuming it has IE. It's actually more than 20, no? Karma for sure is gonna be meta. Hey. Affiliates and Draven's unchanged. BT's probably gonna be meta. BT, Draven, or Aphelios is probably core with uprising Karmas. Scrims are probably gonna be playable too. I mean, Scrims are already playable. Hey. I wonder how big this new A-bomb change is. I think that's it. Karma's a little scary, I think.